Good morning, everyone. This is Chick TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Wednesday. So, on Wednesday, one of my favorite people is here, Coach Karen Byrne, all the way from Toronto.
Yeah.
Almost got tongue with that. Between Karen and Toronto. I was like, okay, Coach Karen Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's going to come in here, talk to us about our money. Now, this is a touchy subject because, a lot of us are not in the habit of talking about money. We didn't talk about it in our families. Now we're trying to run a business, we're trying to run a family, and we need to know more about how to handle our money. So without further ado, I introduce to some, present to others, Coach Karen Fern, and we give a shout out to Francie, my partner out there in the world traveling and real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. So without further ado, Coach Karen, we are so glad to have you.
Thank you.
And it's the day before Thanksgiving here in the United States. So I just want to say to all of our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. Hello, Cecilia.
I
She says, look, she says, woo, it's money day. Yes, it is, Cecilia. We're going to be talking money with the coach who's been gracious enough to give us her time the day before our Thanksgiving. I know yours was in October, correct, in Canada?
Yes, I was earlier.
But there's so much to be grateful for.
So much, so much.
So with that, if you guys hear any banging, it's because I have reindeer on my roof. They decided to do my roof this month, so here I am, and I'm grateful.
Yes.
And I'm thankful. Okay. So, Coach, what do you have for us today?
Well, this is the end of November, and we talked all this month about profits and all that wonderful stuff. I don't know why we're echoing a bit, but all November we talk about money energy, we talk about happy energy. Last week we speak on preparing for happy profits, and today we're talking about, do you live, in feeling like you're enough? Because when you're enough, when you understand that you're enough, all kind of wonderful things happen. And all this is still surrounding the money energy and how you're feeling. All this is about the emotions behind the money. Really and truly, the emotions behind the money. I was telling a girl that I was coaching the other day, a couple months ago, and I said, what I do is really let people understand the emotions behind the money, because that's what drives us. That makes us either want to or don't want to. And that kind of energy is what dictates how much come in and doesn't come in, because the energy we put into having it happen. And yes, it doesn't happen all at once, but it does happen, and it does happen over time. All the energy and all the things that you're doing right now, you're going to see the fruits later. I mean, no tree that you plant today, you get anything from. If you plant a lemon tree, you got a little while to get lemons. If you plant tomatoes, the same thing. And I'm gonna give you a quick little story. My dad planted. We have a vegetable that I really love called okra. You guys probably know it. Okra, they call it here. We call it okra home. And tomatoes and eggplant. You guys call it. We call it balanchi. Right, Dad?
Hold on, I just turned on YouTube and it went loud. Okay, I'm sorry.
And I'm going to give you this example because that's sometimes how we feel energized and pushing to go too fast. And the tomatoes look like they weren't coming up that summer. And he being a farmer, when he born into farming, and so he knew how to grow things. And he was like, "What's going on? Like, this was my childhood." And he went into his whatever, and he decided to put fertilizer. And oh, did he put too much? So he had these big tomatoes, quick, and he had these big okras. They just grow really huge, and we were laughing. Him and I had a ball with the thing because they weren't no good. The tomatoes were all watery. You cut it open, and so
no flavor,
hard and dry. And I said, "You see, Dad, you were in a hurry. It was taking its time. Get in there. You wanted to push it way too fast."
That's a good story. Oh my goodness. So many of us are pushing things way too fast. You know what I mean?
And that's what you have to understand with money. If 2020 was hitting you hard, know that it was just pushing you to buckle down and stay focused and stay there. I am a mountain. Do not move. Do not move. I say that to myself if I'm feeling pushed in the wrong direction, or because inwardly I can't be pushed anymore because I'm at this space in my life. And when it comes from outside now, because of course I am not letting it, I will say, I'm a mountain. You can't move me. What are you talking about? I'm not going anywhere. I'm
There
staying
you
the
go.
course. So if 2020 was you staying the course, believe you me, it's there. Whatever you plan. I can't tell you, yesterday I opened my Bible and I was laughing because I had this list of things placed in there. And I had
Mhm.
forgotten about it. But of course, God allowed it to fall out of my Bible. And I was just crossing things off like crazy that I'd written last year, stick it in the Bible, forget about it. And
Mhm.
this year I was looking, hey, that's done. That's done. Wait, that's my list was like, I was striking things off like crazy.
I'm
I'm
telling you.
so this is the beauty also about writing lists. When you put lists in place and you look back, you really see how much you have accomplished. You
Mhm.
really see how far you've come, but it never happens overnight. Nobody got rich overnight, no matter what they tell you, unless they inherit the money. And if the person had any sense when they inherit the money, they never get all the money anyway, lumps. It's a
Okay.
process to still get the money that was left to you. So no matter how you look at it, it's not all at once. So today we're really talking about feeling enough in yourself, in your being, so that you can be really productive. Because next month, remember, we're going to talk about planning for 2021. It's a big month. I got it ready for you guys. We're going to talk a lot about money planning, but this all I'm doing here is the prep to get you to fix your mind, to fix yourself in the readiness for the abundance that you're about to set out to receive. Because if you set it up, it's going to happen. If you don't set it up, the end of the year, the beginning of this year, I came out of districts and I said, you guys have a year budget? And because I never dropped it before, I was like, okay, you got this whole year to do it. So when I come in to talk next month, it's going to be about how you set up that budget for this new year that's coming. Because when you do, I tell you, you plan to set it up, but you always surprise yourself at how much you accomplish, how much you earn, how much you could have earned were you paying attention to it, all these wonderful things. All right. All right.
Coach, I have to give it to you. I really had no idea what I was earning in my business until you encouraged me to actually track it. Because, I'm not a long-term businesswoman, maybe 4 or 5 years. And so, they tell you you're supposed to lose money the first couple of years. I was making money. I've been making money since I started.
Yep. So many people do, but because they hear that, they're like, well, I have to
I
pay
don't want to even look at it for 2 3 years. You know what I
to
mean?
see that I'm losing, right? And everybody's got their own story, and so many people make money right away. I made money right away in my first business. I made money right away in my second business. When I
Hmm.
start hearing this garbage, and I used to call it garbage to people all the time, I say the only people the way you lose money when you start a business is because a lot of times you didn't start it the way you should have started. Maybe you weren't in the right frame of mind. Maybe that's not what you should have done. And I've heard people say, go to work. And I used to disagree with that. But for some people, they really need to go to work before they open a business. So they could
Hmm.
open a business because maybe they're not ready yet to open a business. Now, if the
Okay.
circumstances is different for you and the business is the only thing you could do at the moment, I'm not telling
Hmm.
you not to do it. But if you have a chance to go to work, maybe you need to go and feel some pain at work to come back and really do well in the business. Because
Hmm.
some people save enough money to start a business, but they get lazy in serving and looking after themselves.
Would you say they need to feel some pain at work?
Some
I
people,
heard that.
I don't like it, but some people need it. I don't think that you need it personally, but some people need it to push them forward, to make them do. Once they get to understand that it's not a necessity,
Hmm.
that just to move them forward. It's not a necessity, then they start understanding that they don't have to. I used to like to say this often, I'm going to say it right now. Life does not have to be hard. We make it hard. We punish ourselves. We
Hmm.
put ourselves in predicaments so that we could say, oh my gosh, yes, at least I punished myself enough. Stop it. Let's not do that in 2021, okay? We
That's
got
not.
application right now. Those were all things. It's done. We don't have to go there. Let's focus on the new and what we're doing going forward. So today we're going to look at a couple of things. Why you need to feel you're enough and how this come to be and what do you want to do with it? Like you got to know what you want to do with it. Again, as Terry was talking about data, if you don't track it, you don't know what you have. You don't track it, you don't know what you have. There's people who, that's why when we hear young people becoming millionaires, we're like so shocked. When in truth, we could have done the same thing. We just didn't know we could have done it. But whatever you have, you could do it with. Whatever you are right now, don't worry about the past. You're here, you're right now. You got a year to go do it so that next year, this time, you're feeling good. So, number one, why you need to feel enough? Because when you feel enough, you don't have to jump and go every single place you hear something. You're not bopping around. I'm a coach, and I've had people who say to me, I don't want to hear the word coach. I'm maybe mentor. I don't want to say I'm a coach anymore. I used to be a coach. No, I'm a strategist. I'm like, why are you bouncing around? If you're truly a coach, why are you worried with what somebody else is saying? Because if you're a coach, if I'm a photographer, why would I suddenly not be a photographer? If I'm a videographer, why would I not be a videographer? You understand?
And why go with trendy titles?
Yes, and then you run away with this stuff and you can't do it. And you're doing it because you didn't understand you're enough. I'm a coach. I'm not a certified coach. I'm an experienced coach. I am not going to anybody to certify me as a coach. I say this to people. I say it on my copy because I don't want to mislead anybody. And coaches come to me and I help them run their coaching businesses because they're certified, but they don't know how to run a business. And so I come in and I also help them do that because I'm coaching from experience of running several businesses.
Yes.
I'm coaching from understanding what it takes personally, physically, mentally, emotionally to run a business and to be sustainable and profitable while you're doing so. I run my show without giving up loving my family, without my family feeling like I neglect them and I'm only thinking about business. I spend apart from my business just to look after my family and don't feel like my business is going to suffer because I set it up that way. So I'm coming from that place when I speak to you on business and money and these mindset things is because I walk myself through them. And there is nobody who is going to put me through school to help me do that part because it's a self-work. So when people come to me and they get coached by me, it's because I'm allowing them to do the self-work because I can't do it for them. I could just advise, show them, move them through, help them move them through. So that's the thing why you have
Yolanda.
Hi, Yolanda. I'm gonna take a sip of my orange juice.
She says, good morning. Good morning, Yolanda.
And this rarely come to be with any and everybody. Understanding you enough when you get to this place where you say enough is enough. I'm going to do me. This is what I was meant to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to do me. And once you do enough of you, and if you're not in the right career, the right space, the right business, you will evolve knowing that what comes next, what's the next step. Some people's going to do what they're doing for the rest of their lives. And some people's going to do it up to a certain point, and then they're going to change. But if that is you and that part happened, allow it to. Don't fight it. Like I couldn't tell you I was going to be a coach, before 10 years ago because I was coaching, but I didn't see myself that way. I was the person who would see myself differently. When I come into my own, when I understood why, because I was praying about it. Let me tell you the truth. I was praying about it. I said, God, why would you give me all these skills? Why would you allow me to go through all these processes? And then people had said to me, I don't think you know what you want to do. And I did pause. When I turned 40, I didn't work for a year. I didn't work for a year and I could afford it because I had businesses that afford me to spend a year not working, literally no business, nothing. But I realized I needed the time. I needed the time to ponder, to understand where I go, what happens to me, why was I gifted so many things and do them well? Not only gifted it, but do them well. And as I help people, as I help friends, as I help people move forward, I start realizing where I stand, what I'm supposed to do, why these things were gifted to me. And I start writing because I'm a writer. So I'm a pen and paper gal. So I'm writing it down to find out to look into, to investigate me, to get to be who I am today. And
Uh-huh.
so it was a lot of awakening, a lot of doubting, a lot of crying, and a lot of, I don't think I can do it. I'm being real with you guys. It took me a while. And a good friend of mine, when I said it to her, she goes, I am not shocked. I mean, who do I come to when anything and everything is falling apart? Who do I come to? No, I
Okay.
come to friends. But who do I come to? To
I
say,
heard two contradicting thoughts.
mhm,
One was don't keep renaming yourself, but the other was give yourself permission to change if you need to. And they're not really in conflict. They're just maybe at different times and different stages.
yes, yes,
Correct?
correct, correct,
Okay.
correct. When I
Oh,
say don't rename, it's like I know I'm a coach, so I'm not going to be anything but a coach. That's what
yeah.
I decided, right? But when I say grow and stretch, it's like at the time, at that specific time that I'm talking about, I had was running about 6 businesses, and I couldn't decide which one I need to let go of or keep or what have you. And I was conflicted in my mind. I'm going to sit here and lie, thinking about them. And a day my son said to me, Mom, how many businesses you have? And do you love them? And I said, I love them all. And I know I couldn't keep going with all. Mind you, I got people working with me. But I still had a lot of things that I was in control of. And I evolved into becoming a coach because I did let go of some of the things. But I prayed and I spent time finding out what was for me and what I needed to either keep as a hobby, love doing it for my family, but not as a business.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
that's the reason I'm talking about that stuff. I'm saying that if you decide you're a dressmaker, a seamstress, or a designer, you wouldn't want to stop designing because people tell you not to design anymore, or you hear there's a lot of designers. You'll stop designing and evolve to whatever next comes for you, if that was your desire, and you spend the time finding out if it is for you, because
Mm-hmm.
there's stuff you got to find out. You got to find out. There's so many people in business that is burned out or is miserable because where they are, they felt like they had to be there, but they don't necessarily want to be there. They,
Mm-hmm.
they love it, but not to where it's so I can get up to any day and just feel good talking about money and mindset. Like that's so. And I realize I've done it all the time. It didn't matter what I was doing, even though I wasn't coaching. I talk about money and I talk about mindset. If a friend was going to buy a house, they'll come to me. If somebody was thinking about doing something, anything financial, they'll come to me. They'll come to me because I talk about it. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how I could package it, how I
Yes.
can make it become this thing that I help more than the people around me do.
Mm-hmm.
And when the realization hit me, and I really start coaching for money, it's almost like a test. This is how I call it. God, there's this girl that was putting a flyer around, and I took one of her flyer and I called her. It was concerning losing weight, workout and stuff. Not losing weight. She's teaching exercises. And the minute she sat down, I knew she needed coaching, and she hired me within 5 minutes. So I came to her and she ended up hiring me. No, I did take her program also, but she ended up hiring me at the moment. And I said to
Mm-hmm.
her, I'm a coach and this is what I do. And she says, okay, Karen. And she called me back and she said, I want to work with you. I'll start off with a month and we'll see where we go. And that was in person. That was my first actual coaching client who paid me in person.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I mean to tell that story today, but it just popped in my head. So yeah, there you go. You guys are hearing it on the spot, you know. And she hired me for 1 month and then 2 months and then 3 months. She still was with me because she was just seeing results. She was just seeing herself evolve and get to where she need to be. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a true testimony to what I just spoke on, because she was in this field, she was helping people lose weight, look after themselves. But at the moment, she also wasn't looking after herself. So with my coaching and my guidance, she get to bring it full circle. so that when she offered her program, it felt really genuine. And it's like she's working on her so that she could offer this program because hers is, was in the vicinity of health and fitness and that sort of thing, And I tell you, when we were in our second month, I said, God, you're so funny. You bring it full circle of what I'm supposed to do. I did that before I came online. So I had quite a few clients in person before I came online.
Yeah. I hear you. I did too. I was like, but there are times when different things affect people differently.
Yes.
I noticed that I have not been as active online once these situation changed as I was before. I was more active before. And I think it just felt like the space got so crowded. I felt like I was imposing on people. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It felt crowded even though we were here before.
Yeah, exactly. It's like everybody's in the neighborhood. My gosh. Good morning, Maureen. How are you this morning? Happy holidays to you too.
Yeah, it did feel a bit crowded. A lot of people took time off. A lot of people had to step back. And you got to know when you know what you got to do what's good for you.
Yes.
So I asked the question the other day about social media and if we think it's whatever. And I said, you got to do what's good for you. If you got a social media plan, follow it. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Get to your friends, like their page, talk to them. You can't be selfish, but you can't spend hours doing that. Like, you can't run a business by sitting on Facebook unless that's your job.
True that. But I have made so many friends through social media.
Yes.
It's just really a blessing to have all of you viewers who tune in regularly. I feel like I know your families. It's a winner.
Exactly. So I'm not going to knock it because it has served me. This is where I've gotten my clients. This is where I've made friends. This is some family I haven't seen in a while. People I went to high school with, I found. So it's a win-win. Okay. And I take breaks when I need to.
Yes.
Yes, I take breaks when I need to. And so once you understand that you're enough in what you're doing, then you're not running all over the place looking. And when you're not running all over the place looking, you're focused and your money start being focused. And your energy is sending it to do what you're doing to bring money. Because let's face it, if you're not doing anything, money rarely comes to you. And you might say, well, kind of not actively marketing or selling, but you're active in your business and money flows.
Mm-hmm.
When you set intentions, it flows more. But if you are in business and you're actively doing things, money flows to you. You can't confuse the thing, don't be all over the place, then the money doesn't come to you.
Yes, Maureen says the break is important.
Yes.
Coach. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's important. You have to take a break.
Give yourself some permission to be
okay. Yes. I love talking to Karen. I love telling her about how I love her and how I'd like her to spend some time with herself.
You'd be surprised how many people do not spend time with themselves. A lot of times, especially women, a lot of times we can wake up in the middle of our lives and not even recognize who we are. We've morphed so much.
Yeah. You spend time with yourself. I pulled me up. I said, Karen, you haven't read much this week. Like, what's going on? So you get back to your book. You read your chapters, whatever you say you were going to do. You want to spend time with yourself. Sometimes I take a day off and I just read. I might paint. I might do some hand embroidery. I just spend that time just enjoying my own space and time. And there's quite a few people live in this household. And I feel no way saying to people, today is my time. I really don't want to talk to you. I don't want to. I'm not being bad.
It's my day off. It's my day off. I get it.
Time to just be with me doing nothingness. Now, if you want to come in my space and not say much, I might allow it sometime. But if it's a specific thought process time, I wouldn't allow anybody in because sometimes I'm clearing up some things in my mind. So I might be the machine, or you might see me doing hand embroidery or painting, but that's allowing my creativity to happen and allow thought processes to go on. And I don't want anybody in my space to talk to me because you're interrupting that
Mhm.
flow. And that helps me when I get back to work. So I need that space and time.
Mhm. Maureen says it's great for mental health.
Agreed,
Yeah.
girl. Agreed. And we are allowed to take it. We actually must take it,
Mhm.
because the more we do it, the better off we are for ourselves and the people we serve.
I know you're not going to believe this, but we have 4 minutes.
Where did the time go? Where did the time go? I got it to my
So,
own thing.
so give us a quick summary. We may have only gotten through one point, I think, but that's okay.
That's
It's
okay.
because if we learn that one thing, then we can come back next week and learn one more thing. We do this, we'll have 52 things by the end of the year, right?
There we go. There we
Okay.
go.
All
There we go.
right. And that's a lot. 52 is a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Today, I really cover finishing up this month talking about you're enough. The things that you do enough. Whatever job you're in, whatever business you're running, it's enough. Your family that you have is enough. Your friends that you have are enough. It's okay. You don't have to get any more, but if you want, that's still okay. But you really and truly are enough. And when you know this to your core, you really work in a focus mood. You really work in the things you say you're going to work in. And you don't feel like you're missing out. You don't feel like you need to do all this stuff that is sucking the energy out of you,
Mm.
that you really don't want to do because it's going to make somebody think or feel some way about you. They're going to think and feel whatever they want to think and feel. You're not responsible for that. You're responsible for you and how you feel and what you do. You really and truly are. And when you understand that, you bring the money to you, your mind is right, you're focusing all these areas. Because let's face it, what are we doing? We're in business to bring in profits daily.
Daily.
That's what we do it. That's what we do it. Next month, so I'm gonna get a little taste before we run here. Next month, we're talking all about money planning for 2021. We're gonna bring it back to the table. I want you guys to really and truly plan out your full year of income you want to make, how you're gonna do it, how you're gonna find it out. Each and every week, we're gonna talk on a specific subject so that it could guide you in getting you setting the stage so that you can applaud you quarterly. Once you set a whole year, it's so beautiful. Every quarter you can check in to make sure you're on track. And if you're a little off or you're a little ahead, it's okay. It's fine. Readjust, tweak, do whatever you need to do. Because once you understand the full year, you understand quarterly, monthly, weekly, and your days become so seamlessly easy and
Mhm.
guided. There's times when honestly I'm finished working at 1 o'clock and I'm like, do I have anything more to do? No, because I got my work done.
There you go.
I got my work done unless I have times and I have my day for coaching. So on that day, I know it's a longer day because there's quite a few clients in that day or two, depending on how we're splitting things up. And so those days are reserved for that. But like my main work is done. Get up early, get my work done, and I'm good.
So Sophia says, wow, I'm getting excited for 2021. Yes, girl. We want you to get excited.
We're excited. We're excited.
Mhm. And we also want you to, Coach Karen says, we want you to know that you're enough. You're more than enough for what God wants to do with you and with you in your business. So it's time to get excited, is it not?
Time to get
It's
excited.
time to get excited. Wow. Well, Coach, where can they reach you? Excuse me. Excuse me. Where can they reach you if they're trying to get in touch with you for coaching services?
You can reach me. Actually, I brought that today. You can reach me. So there's my link. You can sign up for a free 30 minutes.
Okay. Let me hold on.
Up there, Terry can show it to you
Yeah, I'm
guys.
going to put it in the chat.
Mhm.
Copy this.
Yeah, there we go. But everywhere I'm on Facebook in Profiting Daily. My group is Profiting Daily for entrepreneurs. And everywhere I am, Coach Karen or Profiting Daily. Type in Coach Karen Fern and I'll pop up and you'll see me there. And if you just want to sort stuff out, man, just hit me up and let's have a 30-minute chat.
There you go. So guys, you see it in the chat. You can book a complimentary
Mm-hmm.
session with Coach Karen.
Yeah.
All the way from Toronto, Canada. Girl, you international already. You don't even know. Go, bitches. All right, guys. We love you. And we want you to remember to go to the front of your own line. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh, no, we won't.
Nope.
We'll not see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Turkey Day. But we want
Happy
to say
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving, and we're thankful for you too. So with that, enjoy your family. We'll see you Friday when we'll be talking tech and English. And we look forward to you having a happy holiday and telling us all about it. We'll see you later. Thanks again, Coach. Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.